succeeded in brainwashing or exterminating everybody who disagreed with them, so that everybody thought the Holocaust was right. And the claim is that in the absence of God, moral values are not objective in that sense. So the first premise is that if God does not exist, objective moral values do not exist. Now, many theists and atheists alike concur on this point. For example, the late J.L. Mackie of Oxford University, one of the most influential atheists of our day, wrote, "If there are objective values, they make the existence of a God more probable than it would have been without them. Thus, we have a defensible argument from morality to the existence of a God." But instead of inferring God's existence, Mackie therefore denied that objective moral values exist. He wrote, "It is easy to explain this moral sense as a natural product of biological and social evolution." Michael Roos, who is an agnostic philosopher of science, agrees. He writes, "Morality is a biological adaptation, no less than our hands and feet and teeth. Considered as a rationally justifiable set of claims about an objective something, ethics is illusory. I appreciate that when somebody says, 'Love thy neighbor as thyself,' they think they are referring above and beyond themselves. Nevertheless, such reference is truly without foundation. Morality is just an aid to survival and reproduction, and any deeper meaning is illusory." Friedrich Nietzsche, the great 19th century atheist who proclaimed the death of God, understood that the death of God meant the advent of nihilism. That is to say, the destruction of all meaning and value in life. I think that Friedrich Nietzsche was right. But we've got to be very careful here. The question here is not, must we believe in God in order to live moral lives? I'm not claiming that we must. There's no reason to think that atheists cannot live what we would normally call good and decent lives. Nor is the question, can we recognize objective moral values without believing in God? I certainly think that we can. You don't need to believe in God in order to recognize that you ought to love your children rather than torture and abuse them. Rather, the question before us is, if God does not exist, do objective moral values exist?